Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Tuesday, wherever you are around the world. Hopefully, everyone's having a good day. And yes, we're here for more Liverpool news, of course. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, of course, on everything that we're going to talk about tonight. Of course, obviously, the main ones you can see as a thumbnail and the title, but of course, we're going to talk about Mark Gay being linked to Liverpool Football Club. Yet again, seems like a link that again has been around all summer, but again has resurfaced today. Of course, Sepp Berg looks like he will be leaving the football club. Obviously, we're just waiting now for the final details, but it does look like Sepp Berg will be leaving Liverpool Football Club this summer. And of course, it looks like that Richard Hughes will finally sign a player in this transfer window, that being Giorgi Mamardashvili. From Sevilla, of course, from Valencia, I should say, sorry. So again, we will have a signing, hopefully. Is that going to impact this season? No, but again, for the long-term future for Liverpool, it does look like a very good signing. Let's just say that it does look like a very exciting signing as well. Anyway, but let me know your guys' thoughts on all the stories as well. Of course, we'll be talking about other bits and pieces as well, but let me know your guys' thoughts on those stories as well. Anyway, but big up Chris as well, saying big up me. Hope you are well. I'm very good. Thank you, Chris, as well. Hopefully you're doing well as well. But Ash as well, big up. Hopefully doing well. Saying hi. Hopefully you are good as well. But yeah, look, of course, if anyone's just seen as well, I know Virgil van Dijk has been named in the PFA Team of the Year, which again, it's great for Virgil van Dijk. He's the only Liverpool player in it, which sucks. But I believe Phil Foden's just won Player of the Year as well. If what the image I've just seen just before we came on was right, but yes, Phil Foden's been PFA Player of the Year for the last season. Cole Palmer, I think, was the Young Player of the Year as well. So again, shame it wasn't no Liverpool player, but look, Virgil van Dijk's in there, and I think now, as I'm reading by Virgil van Dijk has been included in the Premier League Team of the Year for the fourth time since joining Liverpool as well. So that's again huge for Virgil, best centre back in the Premier League, and maybe Premier League history as well by some as well. I know different people will have different thoughts and opinions on that as well, and of course, commented on it. Plenty of people have their own say on it anyway, but we'll get into tonight's show then, guys. Of course, Mark Gay being linked to Liverpool. Of course, obviously, he's been strongly linked to Newcastle over the last few days. But this report came out as well from, obviously, it's taken from Anfield Sector, according to Sam Smith as well, saying there is remains a feeling that Liverpool could strike late in the window for Mark Gay. Of course, there was a report, I think by Luke Edwards as well, suggesting that, again, if the next bid from Newcastle for Mark Gay gets rejected, then they may look then at options, including Joe Gomez and others as well, they may look at in the transfer window. So again, this cycle may finally come to an end in that sense, in terms of Liverpool, might get an idea of what we're doing in terms of player sales and in terms of bringing people in. Of course, if Joe Gomez is a part of that domino effect, again, you'd expect Liverpool to potentially get the 45 million that was agreed with Newcastle earlier on in the transfer window as well. So it's a very intriguing time, of course. 2 weeks left in the transfer window. It's less than 2 weeks, I should say, in the transfer window. Again, Liverpool need to get a move on in terms of signings, but in terms of outgoings, again, we've been, Richard Hughes already done deals in terms of Fabio Carvalho going. We'll talk about Sepp Berg leaving as well, but deals look to be coming thick and fast now out of Liverpool. Sadly, not coming in, but going out, it looks like again Liverpool are very much rampant in that aspect of going to get players out the door that again won't be necessarily in Arne Slot's plans in that sense as well. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts on Mark Gay. Again, I can't see him joining Liverpool, as a report from Ian Doyle did come out, as you can see by here. saying that there has been suggestions that Liverpool are keeping a watching brief on Mark Guehi's situation. The understanding earlier in the window, the understanding earlier in the window. However, the Reds were not interested in signing the centre back, and there has been no indication that the stance has altered as well. And that's coming from Ian Doyle from the Liverpool Echo as well. So, look, I don't think Liverpool are interested in Mark Guehi. Actually, I'll change that. Are they interested in the player? Yes, 100%. But are they interested in the situation and the way, again, Palace is demanding the price tag they're talking about? No, I don't think Liverpool are going to go and sign a £70 million Mark Guehi just to sit him on the bench. Because, look, once again, similar to the conversation we had last night with Jared Brantwaite, you're not going to go and sign somebody for X amount of millions when you've got Virgil van Dijk there. And look, it's again, maybe under Arne Slot that might change, that Virgil might be moved to the right-sided centre back role. But I think it's certainly from the first games, and of course the pre-season as well, the early indications that the defence will most likely stay the same in terms of defensive shape, in terms of Virgil on the left, of course, Ibu or Joel Konza on the right. But of course, if a signing was to be made in that aspect of things, then that might change things. Again, Virgil might be moved on to the right, or again, there might be other developments that does happen in that aspect as well. I do suspect that Liverpool are going to look for a centre half because, again, we'll talk about the Sepp van der Berg stuff in a moment, but not only him, you've got Joe Gomez who's gone. Again, Liverpool have 3 centre halves available, and we can't be allowing ourselves to have a similar season to the 2021 season when Liverpool, we went into that campaign with Virgil van Dijk, Joe Gomez, Joel Matip, and that was practically it. Of course, they thought it was capable of enough because of having the reliability of Fabinho, who could potentially move into that position, which again, I don't think Liverpool expected Fabinho to play as many games at centre half like he did. Like, look, Fabinho played, 14, 15 games at centre half, where again our midfield suffered massively off of that. And look, Liverpool have players that can deputise it at centre half. Of course, they've got Wataru Endo could play there if you needed him to. He's played there before at Stuttgart. Again, that's not ideal in that sense. Liverpool could even go to a back 3, but again, it's not ideal. And I don't think Liverpool would want to also do that. Like, look, we know the setup play under Arne Slot is a 4 at the back, and look, we can't be allowing ourselves to sell Joe Gomez and Sepp van der Berg and then not replacing them in that aspect of things. Like, if we did that, that's a complete disaster show already. Because look, we all want that left-sided centre half that's left-footed and that's ideal, but at the present moment in time, it looks to be like there's nobody out there that Liverpool fancy at this present moment in time. But if things were to start to move on, then you have to really ask the question of, what's going on? Why aren't we making signings in that sense as well, especially when we're getting rid of players as well. But let me know your guys' thoughts as well in the comments as well. Make sure you hit the like button and all that good stuff as well. But strange no McAllister in the team of the year. I haven't seen it that much. I saw the defense, but didn't see much more. Again, I don't know the full team. If anyone knows, then of course let me know. Are you confident Liverpool can get some signings? As of right now, no. That's me being honest. My honest opinion right now, we are, what are we, chat? We are, 10 days? Yeah, we're 10 days or 11 days away from the end of the transfer window. Obviously, it was exciting news today. We're going to get on to the, obviously, Mamardashvili stuff a bit later on. But at the present moment in time, if I was a betting man, I would probably put money on Liverpool not signing anyone now. Because the overall feeling is from again, this might come from the manager, it might come from Liverpool side, but there's a feeling at the moment that you can't improve this Liverpool team. And look, I said it last night on Football Uncensored. I said, it seems like our backroom team feel like the quality on the market is not good enough to improve Liverpool. And again, when you go through Liverpool's team, can you improve on Alisson? No, not really. Can you improve on Trent? No. Can you improve on Van Dijk? No. The one glaring position is we need a DM. That's quite obvious. But apart from that, again, other things are luxury items in that sense, in terms of signing a centre half, in terms of signing a winger or forward in that sense as well. But these are things Liverpool also need. Look, I've already said at the beginning of the show, Liverpool need a centre half, because if Virgil gets injured, or again, we've got an injury-prone centre half in Ibu Kanate. If they start to get injured, then you have no centre halves at the football club, and that's a big problem. And again, Liverpool have to be reassurance again, because we've been told that Sepp Berg is going to be the fourth choice centre half for the season. If he gets sold, we now need another centre half that's going to push us on. And again, I don't think Liverpool are afraid of spending money. Before anyone says, "Oh, it's based on money," I don't believe it is. Again, they were willing to spend all the 51 million on the Zubimendi stuff. They were willing to spend 75 million on Anthony Gordon. They now were willing to spend money on Mamardashvili. There's plenty of money at the football club, and that's without the sales that we've already made this summer. And look, that's my opinion, but I think that's the case anyway. But big up Zane as well, saying, I don't know how true the links to Incampi is. I think people have just got, got 2 and 2 and come up with 5. Genuinely. Again, I can't see Liverpool going for Incampi, but I could be wrong, and I hope I am wrong as well. But that would be something if Liverpool signed Guy all of a sudden. Yeah, it would be 100%. But the centre back, if we're going for one, will be someone who could play left back. Slot will want that type, like he had. Again, I'm not going to pronounce his name. Played at right back, out of possession, but in possession he was at centre half. Yeah, exactly. Incampi or Inacio Incampi can play both centre back and left back. Guy can play the centre half. Yes, true. Big up Hero as well, saying, how late have we left transfers in recent windows? Apart from the COVID season, the latest I think Liverpool have made a signing, or thinking back to other transfer windows. Obviously, Luis Diaz in January, we waited until practically transfer deadline day. But in terms of summer windows, maybe the latest one, Ox, maybe. In terms of a summer window, I think maybe Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain when he joined from Arsenal to Liverpool back in, when was it, 2017. And yeah, I think that is the latest when we've had like a normal season. Liverpool have made a signing. Like, again, Liverpool have not made a single signing. I think it's the longest Liverpool have ever gone without making a signing. I think that the longest period, I think, maybe belonged to Spurs. Of course, this is taking transfer bans out of context, but I think it's Spurs. I think Spurs went 500 days without making a signing. I could be wrong with that, by the way, because I saw that somewhere when I was looking. But again, I wouldn't be too surprised. But again, I hope Liverpool make 2 or 3 signings before the end of the window. Would I put money on it right now? No. Like, I wouldn't, because I genuinely thought Liverpool would make signings by now. And I think as well, when we talk about the Mamardashvili stuff a bit later on as well, I don't know whether or not about anyone else, but it feels like it's not, like, again, that transfer hasn't been tarnished, because again, the fact that Liverpool are going to sign the best in quality in goal, again, we already have the best in quality, but again, we are securing the future in that position. I think it's a brilliant move. I think it's absolutely fantastic. But it's also that sense of as well, where things have just taken way too long this summer. Again, we've basically spent 2 weeks negotiating on what, 3 or 4 or £5 million in the Mamardashvili stuff. Again, the transfer window, again, if Zubimendi had joined, it would be a lot different. But it's also that sense of, again, there's no contract extension talks, there's no incoming talks or anything like that that we know of so far. Again, we could be surprised over the next couple of days. Like, look at, we'll talk about the Sepp Vandenberg stuff in a moment after I've finished ranting a little bit, but we didn't really find out about the Sepp Vandenberg stuff till today, and that's hopefully how we'll find out maybe tomorrow or even sometime this week that Liverpool are actually making signings, because at the present moment in time, it looks like Liverpool are going to go into the new season with signing no one, which it's scary to think about, because if players get injured, then then it's going to cause a toxic atmosphere. If things go a bit south through the season, again, it's going to have that feeling of, again, and for me, I've already said it, if they genuinely feel like there's no one to improve this team, I think they're wrong. But again, I will back everyone to the hill, especially Arne Slot, because Arne Slot would have wanted signings. You've said it plenty of times. He's already said it multiple times. He would be shocked if Liverpool didn't make any signings. And it looks the case that we're going to do that at the present moment in time. But again, hopefully over the next 10 days we get surprised by Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards anyway. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts anyway. On do you think Liverpool will make new signings chat as well. But we'll get on then, and we'll talk about Sepp Vandenberg. Of course, it looks like he will be leaving Liverpool, according to David Ornstein, who broke the news a bit earlier on, saying that Sepp Vandenberg close to leaving Liverpool in permanent move, set to achieve £20 million valuation. Brentford strongly considering 22-year-old alongside O'Shea, and again, I'm not going to pronounce any names that I don't want to butcher, but Brentford's long-term admirers and solid relations, of course, with Liverpool, obviously over the Fabio Carvalho deal. Not James Pierce, Paul Joyce as well, coming out saying that Gary Jacobs' story on Liverpool set to bank 20 million plus from sale of Sepp Vandenberg. Brentford looking to see off interest from elsewhere in Europe, including Bayer Leverkusen, who Florian Plintenberg also, according to him, was an exclusive, saying that Bayer Leverkusen have made contact with Liverpool about a potential deal for Sepp Vandenberg. Interest from Leverkusen now concrete after Sepp Vandenberg was on their list as reported, being told that Liverpool demands 25 million from now on. So again, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Of course, obviously Sepp Vandenberg, we've been told all summer, like, look, he will be given a chance throughout pre-season. He didn't feature at all in the last game or the last weekend of pre-season, wasn't in the squad against Ipswich. We've been told that, again, that's been in terms of, it's been tactical in terms of him not being in the squad. But again, I think all of us have been told as well that he's not a long-term solution for Liverpool Football Club. And now that seems to be the case in terms of Brentford and Bayer Leverkusen. Of course, there's been, I think, Simon Jones as well from the Mail has reported that it looks like Brentford are the team ahead at the moment in terms of the team who is ahead of the chase between Bayer Leverkusen and Brentford. It looks like it's between these two teams. Of course, Bayer Leverkusen, obviously Xavi Alonso, again, very, very strong season last year for Sepp Vandenberg. With Mainz, of course, would have caught a lot of eyes in the Bundesliga as well, of course. And again, look, it's not like Leverkusen are short of centre halves neither. Of course, they've got players like Jonathan Tah. They've got, again, of course, people have already mentioned Nkampi as well. Like, again, they are stacked in that position. Of course, I don't think they're heavily stacked, but look, again, if they're interested in him, again, it's going to cost you 20-25 million. So, as this report, from Paul Joyce, when he says, but they Liverpool are set to bank 20 million plus, what I think is that Liverpool are guaranteed 20 million at the moment, with, of course, David Ornstein as well reporting that, again, Liverpool are set to achieve the 20 million and they've asked for all summer long, which, again, that's brilliant business from Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, for example. But it's also, again, feeding into that point that, again, what they've wanted all summer is what they're going to get. Look, it looks like, again, Florian Plintenberg speaking about Liverpool wanting now 25 million, you would probably guess Liverpool are going to have 20 million plus add-ons, which will take it up to, of course, the 25 million pounds. So good business, and it is good business, but it's also obviously a concerning, a concerning departure as well, I would say, because again, like we've spoken about already in this show, Liverpool once again are now a centre half down, and again, there's a slot there where it needs filling as well. So hopefully, Liverpool actually, get a move on in terms of signing somebody now, because of course, Sepp Berg looks like he's going to leave the football club. But let me know your guys' thoughts as well. Do you expect him to go to Brentford, or do you expect him to go to Leverkusen? Because I know the Mainz, was he the CEO or chairman? He's going to be fuming at this if Leverkusen do end up getting him, because all summer long, that's all he's spoken about is, again, Sepp Berg wants to return here, this, that, and the other. Well, it looks like he's going to, he's going back to Germany maybe, but again, not to Mainz. He's going to Bayer Leverkusen as well to defend that, of course, that Bundesliga title against Bayern Munich, of course, anyway. But look, I'd be happy for Seb. Look, again, not really worked out at Liverpool. I think back in 2019, I think a lot of people at Liverpool thought he may become, the centre half that was going to take Liverpool, on, in the future, would maybe even take over Virgil van Dijk. But again, it's not really worked out. And I think all summer long, it's been that conversation of, again, he wants to leave Liverpool because he wants to be number one, similar to Joe Gomez, on how, once again, again, they want first team football. They want to be number one elsewhere. And again, if they want to leave, then again, let them leave. Because again, you don't want to keep players that are not happy or not interested in being third or fourth choice for Liverpool as well. But again, as Chris has said there, brilliant news to get Van der Berg finally off the books permanently, 25 million. Once again, brilliant profit. Yeah, exactly, 20 million pound profit if we get the 25. And again, that's brilliant from again, the higher ups of the football club. But of course, it does now give you a good working relationship now with teams like Brighton, teams with Brentford, as well. So again, it does allow you to have, if Liverpool do want to go and buy maybe an Embuemo, maybe in 12 months' time or even this summer, again, it gives you that, that little bit of leeway of, look, we've done you good year. Can you do us a good favour there as well? So again, Liverpool have teams like this, again, like Leipzig, Wolves as well. In recent years, Liverpool have done a lot of business. Of course, Wolves have bought players from us, and we've bought, of course, the likes of Diogo Jota, for example, as well. So look, it's good news, of course, in that sense as well. But I think the sensible thing for Liverpool is to sell him to Bayer Leverkusen, says Zane as well. I think it'd be good. I think, look, the season last year he had at not Leverkusen, to Mainz. I thought, again, didn't watch him week in, week out, but hearing different reports and hearing from Mainz fans as well, saying how good he was performing last season. Again, if he's at a higher level at Bayer Leverkusen and a high quality manager in terms of Xabi Alonso, then again, he's then going to develop another element to his game, and of course, look how well they were last year. Like, they lost one game in all competitions last year. That's, again, outrageous how good that actually is. Of course, it would have been even better if they'd won the Europa League, but just winning the Bundesliga undefeated, winning the German Cup, again, losing the Europa League final, again, was crap. But again, nearly going an entire season unbeaten, unbelievable. Because again, it's not only, it's not only the Bundesliga they did this in. They did it in everything last year, and that's amazing. And again, where would it rank in football terms? Like, if they'd gone the full season, it'd probably be the greatest season ever in terms of being undefeated. So, like, that would have been cool. But look, of course, Atalanta did have to rain on, of course, Leverkusen's parade in that sense as well. Anyway, but of course, look, they won't care that much because, look, they won the Bundesliga. They went on to, of course, win the German Cup. I think they just won the German Super Cup as well. So, again, life's good at the minute for Leverkusen. So if Seb van der Berg, if Seb van der Berg wants to go there, then of course, like, I'd be 100% behind him no matter what. But look, it is a shame that it didn't work out, but look, Liverpool have made really, really good profit off of it as well anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments as well if anyone's watching on the repeat as well anyway. But we'll get on then, and we'll talk about, of course, Liverpool's brand new goalkeeper by the looks of things, in Giorgi Mamardashvili. Of course, reports coming out a bit earlier on suggesting that Liverpool and Valencia are close to closing the deal for Giorgi Mamardashvili. There are still loose ends to be tied up as well. Fabrizio Romano as well, also reporting as well that Giorgi Mamardashvili's move to Liverpool for June 2025 now getting close, advancing to final stages. Liverpool and Valencia in contact to agree an add-ons structure package over 30 million euros. Mamardashvili would stay at Valencia on a season-long loan move as well. And of course, James Pearce as well also reporting on there, saying Liverpool closing in on a deal to sign goalkeeper Giorgi Mamardashvili from Valencia. A fee in the region of £34 million has been discussed between the two clubs, with Mamardashvili expected to remain at Valencia. So let me know your guys' thoughts on this. I think, look, it's a very good deal. Getting the next best goalkeeper. Of course, teams, chatted hiccups then. Obviously, big European clubs have wanted Mamardashvili. Chelsea, more recently, of course, I think he rejected Chelsea maybe a month ago, sorry. He rejected Chelsea. He's rejected Bayern Munich to be the replacement for Manuel Neuer. I think he's also rejected as well, I think, 2 Spanish teams as well. Don't know who they are, but he's rejected them. So, again, him coming to Liverpool is great. Of course, it's a fixed £30 million fee, or 30 million euros fee, which is around 25.5 million pounds. And then, of course, the rest then adding up in add-ons. If it is to be 34 million, that would be what? I think it would be around 6 million in add-ons if that was to be the case, which again is a really good deal. The fact that we're getting the best, the next best goalkeeper for 34 million pounds, considering I think his market value is around 45 million. Again, absolute bargain in that sense as well. And again, I'm not going to say I've sat here and watched hours and hours of Mamardashvili's games, but when you watched him in the Euros, when you watched, of course, the extended highlights and of course the clips and so on, again, he looks to be the next best goalkeeper in the world. And look, at the moment, the best goalkeeper in the world is Alisson Becker. But for how long is he going to be at Liverpool? I think that's another question. Of course, because look, Liverpool are signing Mamardashvili to be the guy to go on to be, the guy that's going to be around for the next 10 years. Of course, I believe Alisson can still do a very, very good job for the next 3 to 4 years. Whether or not he's going to stay at Liverpool at that time, who knows? But for the immediate future, Alisson's not going anywhere. And before anyone's saying, "Oh, look, does this mean Alisson's going to be leaving the football club?" No, I don't believe I don't believe Liverpool are looking to get rid of Alisson, and I don't think Alisson's leaving Liverpool in the near future. Maybe in 3 years' time or 4 years' time, maybe. Maybe Ali wants to go back to Brazil. Maybe Ali wants to go to Saudi. You never know. And look, maybe there might be a communication there that he has spoken to Liverpool's higher ups and gone, look, I'll give you maybe the end of my contract, and then I want to go back to Brazil. That might be a focus point of Ali at the moment, but I think as of things right now, I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think Liverpool are going to look to sell Alisson, despite, of course, signing Mamardashvili. It's just Liverpool are future-proofing that position, because look how many times we've signed a goalkeeper and it hasn't worked out. For example, Mignolet, Karius, Adam Bogdan. Again, the amount of goalkeepers since 2010 that Liverpool have signed and it's not worked out. Again, we could look at them in depth and go, Jesus Christ, why on earth did Liverpool sign them? If Liverpool are getting the best in quality, in the sticks, I'm more than happy with that. Of course, what does that mean for even, Kelleher as well? Kelleher might be looking at this and going, well, hang on a minute, if Alisson's, potentially going, why am I being picked for the number one goalkeeping spot. And I think that's something as well that needs to be spoken about. But I would also suggest with that it looks like Liverpool have already gone, okay, well, he's going to be sold, or we're going to allow him to leave maybe in a year's time or 2 years time, as well. Because I think one of the things what we should mention with the Mamardashvili stuff is, of course, he did reject Bournemouth. The Bournemouth deal is off. He's not going to go to Bournemouth. Again, Liverpool will buy him this summer, and of course loan him straight back out to Valencia. So officially he will be a Liverpool player, but he'll be on loan back to Valencia as well. So whether or not maybe in a year's time they maybe loan him out to Bournemouth and he gets that Premier League experience, who knows? But as of things right now, he'll become a Liverpool player and then go back out to Valencia on loan as well, similar to the Naby Keita deal, where again officially he's a Liverpool player, but he's staying put in that aspect of things anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts on Mamardashvili as well. I think it's a really good signing. It's a clever signing from the board, and I think a lot more people would be hyped about the deal that we're getting Mamardashvili if we had signed Zubimendi. But I think, of course, everyone's got that dark cloud, and rightfully so, the dark cloud around them at the minute that they've gone, well, we need a number 6, we need a centre-back, we need a winger, we need things first before we're speaking about a new goalkeeper. And of course, that's right. That's 100% correct, and rightfully so, as well. So, look, I do think Liverpool is smart, but it's also sort the immediate problems out first before you go and do a deal like this. Of course, anyway. But as far as my maths is, Mamardashvili's transfer fee is covered. Liverpool still have 30 to 40 million pounds left over. Surely we reinvest. Could do 100%. Zayn, I think, look, certainly the Mamardashvili transfer from this season's sales is already covered, as you say. Like, again, it's not cost Liverpool anything in that sense with selling Carvalho. Basically, Fabio Carvalho's deal has 85% paid for the Mamardashvili stuff, which again is brilliant. And then hopefully you hope Liverpool can go then and sign more players in key areas in terms of, again, a centre half, a right winger, a DM, because I think everyone would say this as well. If Liverpool just signed a DM and got if they just signed a DM and got the Mamardashvili stuff over the line, I think people would say that's a very good window. Because again, we've sorted out the 6 problem. We've been able then to sort other thing, future-proof another position as well. Like that, I think would be, again, a very smart business. But then once we're talking about us only signing Mamardashvili, again, you can understand people's frustration in terms of us not getting the immediate problem sorted. Again, it's brilliant business to get him sorted, like I keep saying, but it's also a frustrating deal because we know that Liverpool need other areas sorted first, as well. But let me just quickly check something a minute. So yeah, apparently Fulham are off the table as well to sign Joe Gomez. So hopefully we'll have more teams off the table, so we have an understanding of where maybe he's going this season as well. Anyway, but bring up Brazzy as well. Hope you're doing well, mates. Chris saying Mamardashvili is a good signing, but I keep stressing we could have done this after the window closed. We need the positions that we need now that wasn't needed for now. Yeah, 100%. And I think that's everyone else's thought process as well. Is look, Liverpool, again, it's a very good signing, but it is that sense of as well, though, Chris, as you say, with us not getting, a DM in or, anybody else in, it's not great, is it? And we could have done this afterwards. Because because again, if he was going to come in this summer, of course you can understand it more. But Keller's staying, Allison's not going anywhere. Like it should have been done after the window. Or I think though, to be fair, Liverpool's plan was for him to go on loan to Bournemouth for 2 seasons, but because it's taken so long to sort out the £3 or £4 million difference, again, Bournemouth have had to move on to other targets. I think even Aaron Ramsdale's been spoken about at Bournemouth now. I think I can't remember who else was being spoken about, but I think another Premier League goalkeeper was being spoken about at Bournemouth. And of course, now it has come out that Mamardashvili also rejected going to Bournemouth. So it's not great either in that aspect as well, to be fair as well. But Liverpool have made almost 60 million quid on fringe players. Yeah, more to come. Yeah, look, we've still got. Again, we're going to have James Pearce on Thursday, so make sure you're tuning in on Thursday at 9 p.m. as well. We've got James Pearce coming on, so we're going to, of course, ask him a few questions, obviously in terms of incomings and of course outgoings as well. But you've got Tyler Morton still there or thereabouts. You've still got maybe Wataru Endo leaving. Again, just trying to think. Obviously, Reece Williams has gone to Morecambe, I think, today. Nat Phillips still there or thereabouts. So again, Liverpool have multiple players still looking for clubs. Again, I don't think it'll happen now because Liverpool don't have a DM. But Stefan Bajcetic, a loan move for him could still be an option somewhere. But I highly doubt now Liverpool are going to do that because again, we need a defensive midfielder. And I say this, man, the way it's going, we're not going to have any centre halves. But in terms of a DM, we need Gravenberch, we need McAllister, we need Stefan Bajcetic. There's still even a shout that we need Wataru Endo in this system as well. I wouldn't get rid of him personally. I'd very much keep hold of him because, again, I think if you need a player to come on that's going to make sure you win, a game in terms of, again, maybe it's a hard 2-1 game as well. I think Wataru Endo is still good for that. But I think in terms of starting, I very much doubt Wataru Endo is going to start a lot of games for Liverpool this season anyway. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below as well, because I'm very intrigued to know your guys' thoughts as well, and definitely know what you guys think in the comments anyway. But I think it's of course it's interesting what will happen over the next 2 weeks. I think looking at it, it could very well be that, like I said, Liverpool might not sign anyone because, once again, Liverpool have got that thought process of there's no one better out there, which, I think looking at it, is there better quality out there? There might be. That again, none of us know. From Michael Edwards might have his his spreadsheet, and he may find an absolute gem. But again, it would be very interesting to see. Anyway, but I'm going to quickly bring up some breaking news as well before we do shoot off chat. Anyway, there is some breaking news as of right now on Sepp van der Berg. So from Anfield sector. Let me click that. So as you can see by here, so breaking news, both let me bring that bigger for you guys so you guys can see that. So breaking, both Bayer Leverkusen and Brentford have agreed a £25 million deal with Liverpool for Sepp van der Berg. The player now must decide which club to join. So again, a bit of breaking news there, that Bayer Leverkusen and Brentford have agreed deals to sign Sepp van der Berg of £25 million. So again, Liverpool getting £25 million for Sepp van der Berg. Again, fair play Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards for this as well. But yeah, that's big news that both Bayer Leverkusen and Brentford have agreed, 25 million for both of them. So that's big news in that aspect as well. Of course, personally, I think he goes Bayer Leverkusen. I would not be surprised if he didn't go to Bayer Leverkusen over Brentford. That's just my thoughts. Anyway, considering as well, of course, he did like the Bundesliga himself. I think he spoke very highly of the league and how he thought the league of as well. So again, £25 million agreed for both Sepp van der Berg and agreed with Sepp van der Berg between, of course, Bayer Leverkusen and Brentford. So it'll be very intriguing to see what happens in that aspect as well. But yeah, Chris Leverkusen all for Champions League football too. Yeah, so I think that's 100% going to happen. I would be surprised if he didn't go there. Anyway, but I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Big thank you to everyone for tuning in. As always, tomorrow's show, if there's no news, like we say, if there's no news, then again, we might do Premier League show. Again, I keep promising it, but again, tomorrow will be Premier League show if there isn't any news. If there's news, then we'll be live for that 9 p.m. as usual, of course. But Thursday, we do have James Pearce on. It should be at 9 o'clock. We've not agreed a time yet, but I've asked him 9 p.m. and I've not heard anything back yet. So, but yeah, James Pearce will be on Thursday. So again, get your comments in, get your thought process in. I will put the video up as well because we will schedule it as well. So if you guys have any questions, then remember them and think when the video does come around as well. If you guys want to comment on it, of course, because again, last time we got him on was the biggest video on the channel, I think, as of yet. So again, a lot of people interacted with it and a lot of people did like it. So again, if you guys do like it, then of course, let us know in the comments down below as well. But if you aren't around here, of course, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button and all that good stuff as well. But until next time, guys, that's going to be it from me. I've been calling out from the Cop Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.